Hey y'all, welcome to Rant and Rave midterm special here. Uh, Most of the races have been called here. As you can see here, I've been paying close attention to this here throughout most of the evening last night. Up to about 12. I get some sleep, pay attention to it just a little bit at work. What you're looking at right here, this is the Senate. Looks like, really the way this is looking, Wisconsin was just called for the Republicans. That puts up at 48. Light red here, these are yet to be called. Light blue, same thing, yet to be called. Alaska's 2 seats. Wisconsin, that was 1. Nevada that'll be 1. If that stays the same here, we're actually looking at 51. The reason it says 48 up top here is because they're actually giving the Democrats the 2 independent seats. Don't understand really how that works. You figure independent control really at this point, the way this map's looking, is going to go to the Republicans here for the Senate. Again, we're at 48. There's 50. That'll be 49, 50. Nevada, we get that one. There's 51. We got the Senate. Another thing too is been some reports here. I think it was the New York Times that did it earlier. They were saying that the Democrats have fought off the red wave. Now, I don't know what everyone else is thinking about when you heard about the red wave. Here's my look. Here's the way I look at it. Of course, there's never going to be a clean sweep. Period. You're always going to have Democrats and Republicans. No, you're never going to have either the Senate or the House without a Democrat or Republican in it, period. So I don't know if that's what they were talking about. They staved it off. But here's my thing here, and I have had issues flipping this back and forth. They'll probably say, hey, it's having an issue. We'll just cancel it. The map will pop up. Then this map looks about the same, and when you go to the governor's race as well, the numbers are a bit different. There it goes. So just cancel that here, go right over to it, it'll pop up. It should. You know what I'm recording, they're probably like, yeah, right. We'll just wait for it here for a second, or if I have to, I'll click on it again. There it goes. This, folks, to me, is the red wave. This is your Senate map. Yeah, you're going to see some light reds, even some light blues, but there's your red wave, folks. 203 seats have already gone to the Republicans, 187 to the Dems. By the time this is all said and done, which was expected, the Republicans will control the House. The governor's race, 24 for Republicans, 22 for Dems. Again, that one there was tightly contested. And of course, Senate's going to be tightly contested. But at the end of it all, and this is something that the Biden administration and the Democrats are ready for, we will have the Senate, we will have the House. Yeah, that map looks beautiful to me. Very beautiful. But yeah, so it's the Democrats, it's CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, also the same thing, they stayed off the red wave. I don't think so. And if you look at by state, I mean, this is divvied up into counties. A lot of these states are red. They're red. Now, these states might have had Democratic governors, but look at how much is actually going Republican in these counties and in these states. And you'll also notice this, most of it done, even during the governor's race, even the presidential races as well. If you actually look at states and how they are divvying, how the counties themselves vote, if your state looks either blue or red, then that should go to either Republican or Democrat. This is what I say is wrong with our general elections. You go electoral college. We don't need it anymore. We have enough people now. And really, it messes up the demographics of a state. Nevada split 50-50 here, going back into the House here. This is really surprising. Look at Cali. Red, red. Those are already called. Blue, already called. Blue, already called. Called. Red, called. Now, haven't been called yet and hasn't been called yet. But if this gets called, look at how much of Cali has gone Republican all of a sudden. That's mind-blowing. That they are very hardcore Democratic. And that is crazy. I'm noticing here Alaska is going blue here all of a sudden. That's surprising. Actually, it's really not, I suppose. seeing how the last election played out. Yeah, just earlier when I checked this thing was red. It was red all day long. Now we're getting into the waning hours of the midterms. This is what I was fearing, folks, right here. Stuff like this where okay, all of a sudden, at 98% of the vote being called, our ballots have already been, not the vote, sorry, 99% of the ballots already casted, and all of a sudden, votes are coming out and we're flipping the state blue. This is what Trump was talking about. This is what a lot of the Republicans are talking about. How this doesn't make any sense here. This doesn't make any sense. And the reason why I'm focusing on Alaska, folks, is because that's 2 Senate seats right there. Yeah, that irks me. I'm glad that's popped up live. You guys can see it for yourselves how that worked out. Unfreaking believable. And now, I don't want to mess this up at all because it took me a while to get all this working. When I last checked, there was at 98% of the ballots counting. There was Democrats. We were solid in the lead with 2 Republicans, 1 Democrat and another independent down below. And the Democrat had to come up with, it was 32,000 votes just get the second, just to beat out the second Republican. For the first Republican, there's almost 40,000. So you're telling me at 98% of the vote, the population of Alaska is not that big, and that somehow they've been able to flip that state all of a sudden? Come on. I don't think so. Anyways, let's go look at the governor race here real quick, folks. We know that I do believe that Georgia's going to go down to a runoff. That's not surprising. That usually happens anyway. I do believe that's how they do their process on the type vote. We do a runoff in there in Georgia. Just waiting on this to flip over, guys. So anyways, with whatever's going on down here with Alaska, definitely going to get the House. We should get the Senate. There's just no way. That was expected. We'll just go over here, cancel it, and load up. Yeah, I really can't believe they're at it again. Now this here's your governor's map. Your gray states didn't have a governor's election this year for the midterms. They'll probably they'll have it for the presidential election. These are big ones here: Vermont, New Hampshire. This is typically an area that's going to stay blue. So to see that here, we grabbed governors for Vermont and New Hampshire. Big win there. Big win, Ohio. Of course, Wisconsin would be nice to grab that, but hey. Iowa, Missouri, when they do theirs, this is going to be red. Guarantee you. These ones here already are. Georgia went red, back to red. So just bring up the side here. Arizona for the House. We flipped that seat there, but again, this is again the governor's race. This hasn't been called. Looks like they're going to lean Democrat on that one there. Again, really wouldn't surprise me. California, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado. They're generally going to be blue. Utah, when that one there comes up during the presidential elections, that will probably go red. That's a 50-50 state there. It all depends. They're not solid. Hawaii has definitely the past, I don't know why you don't call it a flip, honestly, because usually that is Republican. So I'm actually surprised to see that blue this year. But yeah, but as you can see, though, tightly contested there. Depending on how this goes. And I don't know why they say Massachusetts and Maryland are a flip, because those are generally blue states anyway. Let's go back up. Like I said, I didn't do all 50 states one night. Talked about the midterms right towards the end of last year, one of my videos. I didn't go through all 50, but that's generally blue, period. But the big one here, coming back to it here, let's go back up to the Senate. Because that's going to be the big key one right there. Especially when it plays into what the Republicans want to do inside the first 2 months. Just wait for it to load back up, and you'll notice when I'm talking about the Senate in this map here. Right, that one that'll go back blue. But you'll see that even that there is still generally going to stay the same. Yeah. The only difference is now we're talking about the Senate, and look at the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Democratic states. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 to 20. All right. And notice how Alaska's back red again on the Senate. Maybe the Dems are listening to me like, oh shit, he went live. I can't pull a fast one here. So yeah, again, if you look at the numbers, red wave, closely contested in the Senate, but still, people have spoken. We're tired of the Democratic agenda. We're tired of the Democratic bullshit. They're in a part democracy. The people will end up with their voice being heard. So yeah, folks, and the only thing that really still gets me is, again, they don't technically have 48, they're at 46 seats. It says 48 up there because they gave the 2 independent seats to the Dems. Don't ask me why. I mean, they could have been given to the Republicans. I don't know. I can do the math that way. That's just how it is. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's in really small print here. Coming up here in the general elections coming up in 2 years, we'll have 36 seats up for election on the Democratic side, 29 up for election on the Republican side. These are seats that for this midterms were not up for election because their terms haven't been up yet. Same, and you're also going to get them with the governor's side, come the general here in 2 years. 6 seats for the governors for the Democrats for election, 8 for the Republicans. So. And again, as I was talking about, we're in runoff with Georgia. There it is. That's usually how they're going to do theirs. Some big keynotes here. You can see Arizona typically is Democrat. We actually won a seat race in that one. They're flipping the seat over to Republican. New York, same thing. We picked up a seat there for the House. So. Wisconsin, they went governor, I believe. They went Democrat on, but the rest of it, Republican. From the House to the Senate. I'm looking over here again, Indiana. I would love, I wish this was independent here so I could scroll down without messing up the map. And again, for the Senate, Vermont, New Hampshire stayed blue, but again, it was red when we picked up seats for the House. We did flip 11 seats, Dems flipped 4. So honestly, the Democrats can spin it how they want to. They said they outbeat a red wave. I think they were thinking that apparently when we were talking about a red wave, it meant that we were just the entire U.S. going to vote Republican. That's not the case. What we're talking about is where they were holding seats, we're going to take those over, and a lot of people are going to start voting red. And it has been showing up. over and over. Look at this, mostly red. You've already seen the House map, mostly red. The only time that wasn't the case was with the governor's race. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys with that one there. Arizona, we're really not that worried about as Republicans. They'll probably hold on to that one there for the Senate seat. That's 2 right there, the 1 there, 48, 50. 2 here in Alaska, that's 51. That's, sorry, 49. My math is off. I can't do basic math today, guys. Anyways, here, that bumps up to 49. Alaska gets 2, so that's 50, 51. Well, there's our Senate, there's our House. As I was trying to say, though, just, yeah, pay attention to Alaska there. That's the big one. That's the way it sits right now. In Alaska, hardly ever a battleground state. So this is very interesting right now. Very interesting. Usually you're going to have fights down here in the deep south or the western coast. So yeah, pay attention to Alaska. This is getting intense. This is crazy. Right, guys. Well, that's enough from us here. Hope that helped explain some stuff here for those of you who don't know. Definitely interesting. But we're probably not going to really see results until, I would hope, 9 or 10 o'clock tonight would be when we finally get all the finalized results in and the races are called. The only other thing that the Democrats have right now would be Georgia, but even then, that would give them 2. So even with the 2 seats they're already giving them, that only gives them 50. So no big worry there. 48, 49, 50. And should they win Georgia, that's all right. And Georgia, by the way, you won't find out until Saturday. Just to let you guys know that, in case you're like, what happened with Georgia? Wait till Saturday, that's when they're going to do the runoff, and that'll be called. All right, guys. Well, that's enough of me gabbing and talking your ear off on politics, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. By the way, I do want to give a huge shout out to my cousin James Brown. He helped out with everything. We were talking about going through, starting to do videos a little bit differently, working on with the technology and everything, bringing them into our videos. This is part of it. Big shout to him for his help. Pops, of course, always appearing on the channel. Appreciate that too. Mom and Dad, when they do theirs with us, love it. And my wife for being very supportive and patient, because I know she's aggravated when I come off and I'm doing these videos. So I really want to give a shout out to her too. Thank you, baby. I love you. Everyone else, appreciate your support. I definitely thank you for repping out the channel. I know you guys have been out there pushing and trying to get us more subscribers. For those of you that have been watching and haven't really subscribed yet, hope you do, and hit that bell button. And this is just what we do. We want to have some fun, and we'll get in some intense debates. Last video we did got pretty heated, but that's what it is for, Everyone's supposed to have their voice and opinions. Well, we love you guys. Take it easy. We'll catch you guys on the next one.